This is the Stig, and this is a race car that he's about to drive very quickly indeed. This is an identical race car to that one, with one crucial difference. Fire. Whereas this is controlled by humans, or whatever Stig is, this one is controlled by sensors and actuators and algorithms that make my head hurt, because it is the world's most advanced autonomous race car. And today we're going to have a race to find out who is fastest around the Yas Marina F1 circuit. This is Stig versus AI. The driverless car is part of a new Abu Dhabi-based autonomous racing competition called A2RL. 8 teams from all around the world battling it out and hopefully not smearing their cars straight into the barriers in front of thousands of spectators for a share of a $2.25 million prize pot. The hope is it will accelerate autonomous technology, which will eventually trickle down to everyday road cars and also inspire a whole new generation of scientists. And there is quite a lot of science going on. You see, each of the 8 teams is given a spec racing car, specifically a Japanese Super Formula car like this one. It's called the SF23, but with a few hefty modifications. So we've got 7 cameras on this thing, 4 radar, 3 LiDAR, a couple of GPS modules, and a very powerful PC buried down there. There's also actuators for stuff like the steering, brakes, throttle, and gearbox, and all of that means that this thing can drive itself around a racetrack and even react to other race cars around it. But hang on, if it can do all that already, where's the competition element? I need an expert.
Each team got an autonomous car that is loaded with technology, sensors, computational facilities, GPUs, CPUs. The car comes with no software or a basic software, a team's choice, and they compete on building the best software pilot ever. So the competition is taking the car and building the software that will do better than any human pilot, and that is where they're competing for. And don't forget, they only had 6 weeks testing the car for real. They had simulation before, and just in 6 weeks, they do a miracle in terms of progress.
Right, back to some slightly safer ground, the mechanical spec of this car, and it is quite a serious race car. It's based around a Dallara chassis, it's got Brembo carbon ceramic brakes, it's got pushrod suspension at the front and back, 6-speed paddle shift gearbox. It weighs only 660 kilograms but has 550 horsepower courtesy of that engine. A 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo, essentially a Honda Civic Type R engine, except strengthened and boosted for that extra power, and the top speed 186 miles an hour, except with this car how fast it can go depends on this lot working properly. So we've got here the LiDARs. They send out infrared laser lights, measure how long it takes to bounce back to build up a real-time 3D picture of what's going on around the car. Radars, they do pretty much the same thing but with electromagnetic waves. We've got 2 GPS modules, one up here and one there, which can track the location of the car to about 10 centimeters. And up here as well, you'll notice this camera. So that is the feed to the VR goggles. So if you've got a Meta Quest headset, you can literally ride on board with the autonomous race cars as they're going around the track. We've also got 7 cameras dotted around the car. Those are mainly for something called camera lock, which is used largely for when this is overtaking or being overtaken by another car. And then sitting right under there in that big blue box is a PC, essentially a very high-end, very powerful gaming PC. This is not Windows 95. But the big question is all of that working together, all of that working in symphony. How fast is this car? Can it really beat the Stig?
The soul of the pilot is the soul of the programmer. If the programmer is a brave person, that pilot will be very brave and taking a lot of risks, you know, and going on the curbs and doing whatever is needed to be done. if the pilot, if the programmer is kind of very cautious and, you know, and the soul of the programmer is like more on the chilled side, you will have a pilot that is more chilled.
Right, so this is either going to end in an autonomous fireball at the end of the main straight, or, you never know, could be quite close. Speaking of which, anyone seen the Stig? All right, gentlemen, so these are the rules of engagement. I want a nice, clean race. You can have as many warm-up laps as you like. It's going to be a standing start and then a 1 times lap, and the winner takes the spoils. Shake hands. Okay, and just a bit of that. Let's do this! All that was left was waiting for the sun to set and the temperature to drop. None of this F1 lights faff, it's just red lights now, it's going to go green, and then it is go, go, go. And we're ready when you are. There we go, and he's away! Oh! Oh! Listen to that! A rare piece of mechanical sympathy from the Stig there off the line, preserving that race clutch, but yeah, he's fully on it now. Amazing track this, amazing. It's 5.28 kilometers. I definitely didn't learn these stats about 5 minutes ago. 16 corners, it's got a straight that's 1.1 kilometer. The lap record, Max Verstappen, who else back in 2021, did a 126.1. That's definitely safe today. Also, that's a flying lap. And we did a traditional Stig static start, but never underestimate the Stig. I learned that a long time ago. I tell you what, if he does well today, I might take him to Ferrari World as a treat. Commentating on a hot lap from the starter's box when you have no idea where the car is or how he's doing is one of the more difficult things I've done. But when it's Stig driving the car, you know it's going to be fun. This is the part of the lap where, oh no, there he is. It goes very quiet. And then he should magically reappear at the end of that straight. Come on, Stiggy. Right, here he comes. He's coming around the end. Come on, Stiggy. Floor it. Here we go. Here's the line. Oh! Boom! Oh! I have to say, 1:52.52. Good time. Literally nothing to compare it to, but that is the benchmark. But what a decision to make this a proper racing car, a combustion-engined Super Formula racing car, because when it goes past, the noise, the air pressure change, feel it right here. It's proper exciting. Well, it is when there's Stig driving it. We'll find out when the robot's in charge. Come on, where's the AI? That's fine. Right, so after... Oh, fire. Right, so this wasn't exactly in the plan. As you can see, it's all panic stations. We were literally ready to go. The car was coming round after, it must be said, quite a lot of warm-up laps. The irony of it being probably a bit too warm now. Tried to stop on the start line, overshot it a bit, but we're not going to mark it down for that. Stopped here right under the gantry and set on fire. Flames started spitting out the back of it. The team, to their credit, have leapt into action and put that out, but oh, you couldn't plan this. It was absolutely flying on those warm-up laps. And now it's on fire. Well, it was on fire. Not sure that's going to be setting a lap time anytime soon. Thank God Stig wasn't in that one. Wonder whether he put a curse on it in the server room. Fortunately, they had a spare, as you do, so we went for take 2. After I'd experienced the inferno firsthand on the VR goggles. Hi, Mum. If you start seeing smoke, I think this might be a recording for... Oh no! I'm on fire! Ah! Oh, this is terrifying. I'm literally strapped into the cockpit as the man sprays me with a fire extinguisher. What a piece of technology. Right, so we've identified the problem, which was a slightly dodgy fuel hose, and also doing a standing start after many, many warm-up laps may or may not be part of the problem. So we've decided to allow the AI car to do a flying lap. So there's a new challenge. Can the AI on a flying lap beat Stig's time from a standing start? We were literally just waiting for the AI car to come around that top corner and start its flying lap, and apparently it spun. Sorry guys, one of these skid marks brings our story to an end. I'm not entirely sure which one, but the AI car spun off somewhere around here, and while it didn't hit the barriers, they didn't want to run it anymore when they didn't know what caused the skid, and also when its sister autonomous demo car had recently set on fire, which is understandable. Turns out Stig's more reliable than we thought. However, we have a solution. We've delved into the onboard footage from earlier in the evening, and we've pulled the fastest flying lap that the AI car managed, and you can watch that onboard footage here. So there you go. Even with a standing start, Stig beats our robot overlords by a comfortable 6.5 second margin. And don't worry, yep, the Stig did a flying lap too, all in the name of science of course, and posted a casual 1 minute 47.8. Well, what a day we've had. We've had fires, we've had Stig at full chat, which is always fun to watch. We've had driverless racing cars punting it around an F1 circuit, spinning a little bit, but not spearing off into the barriers, which was a bit of a surprise, but it's been a hell of a technical showcase. And yeah, Stig won today. Stig beat AI. Racing drivers, don't worry, your jobs are safe for the time being at least, but I'm sorry, I don't think it's that long before autonomous race cars are actually faster than humans. But in terms of a spectacle, well, give me a grid full of Stigs and a load of noisy engines any day.